Hi guys, and a very warm welcome to this video series on Native Instruments, Session Guitarist Strummed Acoustic 1 and 2. My name is Larry Holcomb, aka Get to Know, and I'm here to deliver this video series for you. So through this video series we're going to be looking at the two installments of Strummed Acoustic 1 and Strummed Acoustic 2. We're going to focus on the Strummed Acoustic 1 for the most part because a lot of the features are the same, but then we'll jump across to Strummed Acoustic 2 towards the end to go through the new features and also check out the different sound of that plugin. Now, the main difference between the two installments, let me just open up Strummed Acoustic 2, is actually the guitars that were used. So for Strummed Acoustic 1, Native Instruments used a hand-picked Martin D35 guitar. And that's got quite a kind of bright, almost kind of poppy sound. For Strummed Acoustic 2, they actually went for a darker, almost dirtier sound. And they also went for two different guitars, in fact. The first one was a Martin 017 mahogany 6-string guitar, you can see here. And they also gave the option of a 12-string as well, as you can see here. This is a Guild F412 12-string, which comes from the 60s. So with Strummed Acoustic 2, you get a little bit more variation to the sound that you can accomplish because obviously you've got a 6-string and a 12-string guitar. But Strummed Acoustic 2 is definitely not an upgrade on Strummed Acoustic 1. They're different packages with different patterns, slightly different features, and most importantly, different guitars. So if you feel like you need a lot of acoustic guitar in your music and have a lot of versatility requirements for the type of sound you want to get, then obviously having both packages means you've got a greater variation in textures that you can use from acoustic guitars. Okay, so as I said, towards the end of the video series, we're going to focus on Strummed Acoustic 2 and go through the new features that have been added on and also check out the two guitars to compare the sound. But we're going to start off looking at Strummed Acoustic 1, and that's going to enable us to understand really the nuts and bolts of how both these plugins work, because they're obviously very, very similar. So let's just close down Strummed Acoustic 2. We'll just delete that track. Okay, so you can think of this as being like a playable sample library, essentially. With Strummed Acoustic 1, the library contains 102 different patterns, which have been performed by an amazing session guitarist, and that is the idea of the plugin. That's why it's called Session Guitarist Strummed Acoustic, is that it's like having a session guitarist who you can just quickly call upon to give you amazing acoustic guitar parts. But you don't have to pay them once you bought the plugin, of course, and they're always available. Now, the idea is to play this instrument with the MIDI keyboard, and you can see I've got the keyboard loaded up here, showing us different colours here, which represent different aspects of the playability of the instrument. We're going to go through these as the series progresses, but basically what we can do is play back patterns and also play back chords. So the emphasis here is on the ability to be able to jam out ideas and get great parts together really quickly. Now, the patterns have actually been grouped together into songs as well, and that gives us the ability to quickly access patterns that go well together, which can be really useful, especially if you're actually building the track up from the acoustic guitar. Now, in this first video, I just want to talk a little bit about the interface of the plugin, and then we're going to look at all the sections in more detail. Now, we have three main tabs here, which can be accessed from the bottom. The Patterns tab, where we can access and edit our patterns. The Sound tab, where we can go in and change aspects of the sound of the instrument, and also the Playback tab, which gives us the ability to change certain parameters that affect the way the instrument is played. Now, you'll notice that at the top here, there's two little windows that don't change no matter which one of these three tabs I click on. The first window allows us to change aspects of the voicing of the instrument, also the accenting, and it also gives us a monitor for the chords that we're playing, as you can see there. And we also have a quick link to the sound preset as well. So we have lots of different options for dialing up quick and easy, great sounding acoustic guitars. And that is the interface of the instrument. Okay, so that's it for our first video. So let's have a recap of what we covered. We've obviously discussed the differences between Strummed Acoustics 1 and 2 and how we're going to lay out this video series to cover both. We also talked a little bit about the ethos of how this plugin works and the way that we can play it back with the MIDI keyboard. We also now know that the interface of the plugin is divided into three tabs: Patterns, Sound, and Playback. And we have a basic idea of what those three tabs are responsible for. And we also know that we have a little tab up here allowing us to affect voicing, accent, and also that will tell us what chord we're playing. And also we have a little window here that allows us to access a sound preset. Okay, so now we've covered the basic interface of the plugin. In the next video, we're going to look at the Patterns tab in a little bit more detail. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.